I'm going to be making a lemon thyme bread. The recipe I got from a woman named Rachel Howden. She has a blog on the internet. A lot of those cooking blogs are becoming super popular. The one I got it from of her was a page titled Sweetbreads, and it had a bunch of wonderful looking sweetbreads on it. This was just one of many I want to try. So if you want some simple, easy lemon thyme bread, try it with me. First, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. As soon as you're done preheating your oven, you're going to want to set out 1 stick of butter, half a cup, or in my case, if you buy these little tiny cooking ones, it's going to be 2 of these 1/4 cup sticks. Either way, half a cup of butter, let it soften, which might take like half an hour. Then, set out 2 eggs as well, just to warm to room temperature. This really helps when baking. Now in a bowl, we need 3/4 cup milk, 3/4 a cup, and then you can either do a tablespoon of fresh thyme that you minced up, or if you have dry thyme, it's only a teaspoon. So mine's a dried thyme. Mix them together, and then we're going to microwave this for 1 to 2 minutes until it's bubbly. So take this bowl of the milk and thyme we just mixed and microwave it uncovered until you see bubbles on top. I have a powerful microwave, so it's probably only a minute for me. Keep an eye on it too. I just got done microwaving the milk and thyme until I saw bubbles. So it says to take it out and cover it. So I'm going to cover it. And I think this is like simmering. It helps lock in the thyme flavor into the milk. So take it out, cover it, and it says let it cool to room temperature, covered. Now in a large mixing bowl, we need to cream together our half cup of butter, which is 1 stick, or 2 of these little small ones they sell now. Make sure it's softened. Then you need a cup of sugar. And then we're going to cream these together, which means to beat on a very high speed until they're nice and smooth together. Start slow. My butter probably needed to soften a little bit more, but it's alright. It'll still come together. Mine's not exactly one giant clump, but it's good. That's nice and beat together. For this recipe, we're going to need a tablespoon of grated lemon peel. You're also going to need fresh lemon juice, so 1 lemon will do the trick. You can just run the skin over a grater and you'll get your lemon zest. That's what zest is, it's just grated peel. Now we need to add our 2 eggs that have warmed up, 1 at a time, and we need to beat well after each one. So it's always good to crack it, dump it into a second container, just to make sure you don't get any shell anywhere. This one's good though. Start slow. Beat well. Now you'll see it really coming together. Add your second egg in. Now in a separate bowl, we need 2 cups of flour, 1, 2. Then we need a teaspoon and a half of baking powder. So there's 1 teaspoon. There's a half. And add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. A 1/4 teaspoon salt. We also need the juice of 1 whole lemon, but for this first part, we only need half the lemon. So cut your lemon in half, set 1/2 aside, and then take your 1/2 and squeeze it. Squeeze it good. Make sure you get your seeds out too, because this is about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, which is about half a lemon. And there's your half a lemon of juice. Now we need to slowly mix in our dry flour mixture and our milk mixture alternatively, so one at a time slowly, with our sugar, butter, and egg mixture. So there's a little bit of our dry ingredients. Start nice and slow. Then I'm going to pour in a little bit of our milk that's cooled to room temperature. Try not to spill it, but I'm sure if you're like me, you might spill a little. And it should smell a lot like milk and thyme at this point, because guess what? We haven't added any lemon juice yet, or lemon zest. So that's the final thing we need to add. Add in your tablespoon of lemon juice and your tablespoon of lemon zest. And slowly mix those in. Stop it. Use an icing spatula. Scrape down your side so you get the rest of your dry ingredients. This always happens with your automatic mixtures. Some of it gets stuck up top. And that's good. Now let's get it into a 9x5 container and bake it. So I've got my 9x5, I've got some cooking spray. And make sure I spray an even coat. There we go. Maybe a little too heavy, but it'll be alright. Then I'm going to spoon my batter into the greased 9x5. I'm going to make sure I do it as even as I can. I think it's going to fill the container about maybe halfway full. Now I'm going to lightly shake this, hit it a few times, and let the batter even out. Now we need to bake this sweetbread, this lemon thyme sweetbread, in our oven at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. It's the old toothpick test, super common in baking. So keep an eye on it around 40 minutes, based on your oven. Put it in the middle of the middle rack. Alright, let's see how it looks in 40 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 42 minutes. A little dark on top, but pretty good still. Take it out, turn off the oven. Let it cool for 10 minutes. And while it's cooling in the pan for 10 minutes, let's work on the glaze. To make the glaze, we need a tablespoon of lemon juice, which would be the second half of the lemon we cut up earlier. If you see your seeds popping out, throw them away. So I've still got a little bit of pulp left, but I don't think it's that big a deal. And I'm just going to start with 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, and I'm going to mix it with my spoon. See how well that mixes. We're just making a glaze to run across the top of our bread. Honestly, a whisk is going to work really well here. Okay, yeah, I could see it probably is going to be half a cup of sugar. It's still staying really liquidy. So So that's half a cup is 8 tablespoons. So there's 4. There's 5. I'll mix these and see how they're doing. Because I might have had a little bit less than a tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay, yeah, that's still pretty runny. So I'm going to use the full 8 tablespoons. That's a beautiful lemon glaze. That's going to go really well on top of our bread. It's been 10 minutes, so I'm going to transfer this loaf to a cooling rack. Yeah, mine's a little dark on the bottom. I should have probably done a minute less, maybe. But it'll be okay. It'll still taste good. So here's our bread. And I've got paper towels underneath, just so I don't get this glaze on the counter. But I'm going to take the glaze and slowly, lightly pour it over the top. It's sticky, so definitely make sure you get some paper towels underneath or something. It does look really fancy though. And I'm just going to let this keep cooling and let that kind of harden on its own. Now I'm going to cut this bread into slices and serve it up to friends, family, loved ones, and of course, a little for me. So I'm going to cut very gently with a bread knife. So I've got my lemon thyme bread, a little bit of tea, fresh out of the oven. Let me try it. That's good. It's a very hearty bread. It's not quite as dessert-like as I thought. It's more kind of a mixture of thyme and lemon, perfectly balanced. Stronger on the thyme than I thought. So if you want it to be sweeter, maybe double your lemon juice. Otherwise, it's really good. Tastes like something nice you would have on the side with dinner. Good luck, and thank you, Rachel Howden.